I'd like to introduce you a bit to the PPE, personal protective equipment. When I was a young fellow back in the late 60s, there was no PPE. Well, it was fairly rare. Long sleeve shirts were about, and hats of course. You just looked after yourself. But these days we've got a whole range of PPE, all excellent quality gear, and it's compulsory to wear PPE. Not only for your boss's sake, but for your sake. That's what it does, it protects you. You only die once. That's the downside of it. So therefore PPE is mandatory. It doesn't matter if you're practicing cattle, spraying powerful herbicides, backlining, whatever. PPE is essential. These are part of the PPE. They're gloves, obviously, and we turn these over. A lot of people turn these over in case you get chemical spills that runs down your arm. The idea is to catch the spill. That's one idea of it. And check for pinholes. Fill these full of water. If you see pinhole water coming out of here, you know they're no good. So I recommend you get a new pair. They're not overly dear. And keep these up to speed. Don't leave them in the sun if you can avoid it. The UV rays will destroy these in about 3 months. So therefore these gloves are washable, and the idea is to keep chemicals off your hands, of course. Size being what they are, they can be silent killers. It might take 3 months, it might take 3 weeks, it might take 30 years, but sooner or later you're going to wear it. Therefore we work safely by wearing proper PPE. Galoshes, gum boots, there's a few different names. These don't have to be steel caps for spraying cattle or spraying out weeds, whatever you're doing. At the mines, it's compulsory to wear steel cap boots. But we're not dealing with the mines, we're dealing with the rural industry. And therefore I just have the ordinary soft toes. I find them a bit more comfortable, a fair bit cheaper, and they're multi-purpose gum boots. You can hose these down when you finish, wash them off. They're excellent PPE. Heavily treaded, as you can see. Now people, this hat here, we all use these, Stetson, the Cuba, whatever hat you wear, but they're next to useless for spraying. The reason being, the Australian ones are made out of pressed rabbit, the Cuba, the Americans make them out of pressed beaver, all glued together of course, and they catch chemicals, they catch dust, they catch blood, and they're sitting right on top of your face. Therefore, the idea is to wear a washable hat, a tennis hat, golf playing hat, whatever you call these things, but they're washable. You can put these in the washing machine and wash them. They're totally washable. You can wash these too, of course, but they'll lose their strength and go floppy on you. Whereas these are a few dollars and they're washable. These are disposable overalls. About $15, $20 maybe. You get a week out of these. You can hang them up on a coat hanger in your vet chem shed when you finish with them. The only downside is they won't breathe. That's the ideal, of course. They won't allow chemicals in. They won't allow sweat out. But a good way to lose weight. They'll certainly make you sweat. But the primary objective is they'll keep chemicals off you. Even practicing cattle, you get zoonosis. Wind drift, they're really excellent gear. You've got a hood here, of course. And they're blue or white, the ones I've seen. About $15, $20, they're excellent value. And I recommend people use these. If it's too hot, you can spray early in the morning before the sun gets up, and the wind gets up, of course. Tackle those plants, those weeds early in the morning, if you can, of course. And people, I keep this in a plastic bag, because once these hit the air, they start activating immediately. They must be kept in an airtight container, be it a sealed bucket or a plastic bag. A plastic bag is largely sawed, but it does work. If these are just hung up on a hook in a shed, they're useless. They must be kept in an airtight sealer or they can't be activated. And obviously it's a respirator. There we are there, about $70, but they're well worth it. But if you see these hang up on a hook in a shed, they're useless. They must be kept in an airtight sealer. A bucket or something, a seal bag, whatever you can find to stop this from being activated. They're replaceable filters in here, just screw it out and put new filters in. These are one of the most important parts of PPE, because some of those chemicals, the anti-cholesterol compounds, they are deadly. And most cattle products and herbicides contain the anti-cholesterol compound. They recommend if you find the one that hasn't got that, use it. But unfortunately, most herbicides and pesticides these days contain that chemical.